dentistry as easy as people make it out to be? Now, what I mean by that is that in the limelight, social media, wherever it may be, a lot of people assume that dentists have it very easy. For example, you make your millions, 9 to 5 life, off you go home. That's not the case. I'm not a millionaire. I would love to be a millionaire. I'm trying to figure out how to even get there, and it's not that easy. There's a lot of financial implications involved, mental pressure, physical pressure, there's competition involved, because you know what it is, end of the day, a lot of people out there treat everything like a business. So for example, even though you want to prioritize, there's a lot of mental pressure, there's a lot of physical pressure. People don't understand that when it comes to healthcare, as easy as I want it to be, my days are often a struggle. That doesn't mean I don't like it. I love healthcare with a passion. I could do it for the rest of my life, and I want to do it for the rest of my life. However, working 6-7 days a week, draining myself mentally and physically is not the way I want to be. It's not what I see myself doing for the rest of my life. The reason why I do a lot of social media work, the reason why I want to get into teaching and give back to people is purely just to take myself away from the clinical pressure that's involved in my 9 to 5, when in fact 9 to 5 isn't actually always a 9 to 5. You get to work early. So let's imagine you get to work for 7:30, 8 o'clock. You don't leave work all the time at 5 o'clock. You know, you might leave at 6. You might sit back and think, hang on a second, an extra 2 hours in the day doesn't mean anything. But it's not 2 hours of just commute. It's the admin work, the referrals, dealing with patients. They could be dealing with complaints, dealing with staff. It may be a good thing, it may be a bad thing. But in the day, so much goes on. You know, in some cases you deal with emergencies coming through the door. It's back to back. You're trying to obviously finish on time. Your nurse needs a lunchtime. You need a lunchtime. It's not about I need food because I'm hungry. That is an important factor, but it's more just you need that break, because how can you work non-stop throughout the day and then expect to give 100% to a patient? You do need to make sure that you're mentally and physically well, so then you can treat your patient, but also for yourself, so you know the quality of your work is great. If a patient walks through the door and they're in pain and you deal with that pain, that's wicked. You've dealt with that primary concern. However, if a patient comes in, it's a 4-hour treatment, they're going to get veneers done, you're mentally and physically drained, they're sat on the chair, they've invested a lot of time and money and effort into coming down to the dentist, and also they trust you with the work. How are you going to be able to treat if you're not mentally and physically present at the time, if that makes sense? You need to make sure your health is a priority. So with any healthcare profession, anything out there, whether you're a doctor, you're an optometrist, you're an audiologist, the professions are amazing. There's so many ways to progress. There's so many ways to climb up the ladder and get to where you want and make your millions. However, your health is not worth compromising. I've learned the hard way. I spent the first few years of me working as a dentist when I qualified in 2017 thinking, right, I'm going to get this and that done in the next 5 years. And I'll be honest with you, maybe 1 or 2 things have come true. For example, me getting into private, leaving the NHS. I'm not saying that's a great thing, because the NHS is a wicked system. But in terms of the quality and the effort I could put in towards my patients and doing it privately was for me the way forward. Now, the other few things, for example, getting a practice, setting up businesses, didn't come true. I learned to switch off from putting myself under pressure and working towards that. I still have that in the back of my mind. I still write things down. I still plan things, but I'm trying to focus on a day-to-day structure, because for me personally, what didn't work was overthinking. Spending 5 or 6 years was overthinking, spending every day thinking about my 5 to 10 year plan, and I was stressing about it. I still have that plan, but I don't stress about it. For example, if it doesn't come true, it's okay. I accept it. If another dentist is out there with a business, if another dentist is out there absolutely smashing it, making millions, compared to me, I could be earning in the thousands, I'm okay with it, because I'm at peace with my mental and physical health. That is the most important thing. One of the reasons why I've decided to take a slight step back from clinical dentistry, that doesn't mean that I don't work as a dentist. I still work. I don't work 6-7 days a week like I used to. But I want to get more into the teaching side of things, developing a product and just doing something that's different, something that people will remember my name. But the reason why I do that is also so I can create a balance. I create a system in my working life that I can focus 110% of my clinical time at work in my 9 to 5. I don't work those hours 6-7 days a week. The other few days off, I'm actually working on something different, developing my course, doing a bit of social media, branding, teaching, whatever it may be. That for me is creating the right balance. So yeah, I sit back and I do think that a lot of people think dentists have it easy. I know I blabbed on quite a lot there. It's not always easy because there's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of targets, and there might be some principals out there that expect a lot from you, which can put you under pressure, which is the reason why a lot of associates are out there trying to become their own boss, building their own practices. I really hope, obviously, people out there that work for other people have a great boss, someone that they can go into work, check in, carry out amazing dentistry, get along with all the staff members, and they have a great time. At the same time, that's not always the case. Everyone has their own experiences. People have a different situation at work. People might have a different situation at home, and it might reflect their behavior and the mental and physical well-being at work. Dentistry is an amazing profession. We do have it easy in the sense where we're in one room, we get to focus on one bit of work, we're not distracted by too many things. However, it's not easy when it comes to dealing with, for example, someone's going to be getting married and now they're expecting you to get their teeth sorted out for their big day. Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. You could say the same thing about a barber. You could say the same thing about someone that works in a hair salon, and it is true. But with dentistry, you have to be so careful because if something goes wrong, that tooth doesn't grow back. You damage that tooth, that's it. There's many things that kind of work out in your favor. One of the reasons why I spend a lot of time taking time off, going on holidays and traveling is purely because of this. I want to focus on my mental health and my physical health. There's many dentists I've spoken to where they do struggle, and I would say dentistry, I mean, it's a known fact, a lot of people know it. It's the #1 profession out there with the high suicide rates. That doesn't mean, people out there should be thinking about that. Really hope. Now, that statement is there purely because of, with any healthcare profession, people out there suffer from mental health problems. The one thing that we want to focus on is creating a community that can help and support each other. A lot of people out there are too busy competing with each other. A lot of people out there are too busy chasing money. A lot of people don't prioritize their health. The one thing that I want to focus on is purely my health. I want to come home, I want to get into bed, and I want to have a good night's sleep. I don't want to sit at home worried about X, Y, and Z and the admin and the paperwork, and then I don't want to be on holiday stressing about certain things, because sometimes I feel guilty taking time off because of the amount of work that I feel like I need to do, when really I don't need to, but I feel like I have to. Sometimes you can feel like you're alone in one surgery, you're alone in one room, and you haven't got that support. But all you have to do is just reach out. There's a community of dentists out there that will support you. You have senior colleagues that will support you. Jump on social media, which makes life easy. You just message someone and say, look, I'm struggling, can I get your help? And that's all it is. Do dentists have it easy? They have it easy in the sense where you've got a nice, stable working life. You can have a social life and a family life. However, it is not easy in the sense where it does come with a lot of mental, physical strain to your body. And I would say that financially, not everybody's making the same money. Some dentists are very well off, some aren't. On top of that, and the pressure, for example, could be from your staff members, it could be from the practice owner, it could be from reaching targets, and if you don't hit a target, you get penalized from it, and then you're having to then pay out for that. It's a lot of money. You've got commitments with family members, whatever it may be. With any profession out there, there's always going to be mental and physical health. There's a lot of things out there that I'm trying my best to make sure I perfect. I used to think, nah man, 9 to 5 life is alright. You just clock in and you clock out and it's all good. How are you going to get stressed? But I've felt it. And I don't know how. It's just one day you're okay and the next day you're feeling under pressure. You've got targets, you've got paperwork, you've got referrals, you've got someone complaining, you've got to deal with the complaint. It makes you feel like you're a rubbish dentist. It makes you feel like you're not good enough. As long as you try your best, as long as you put the effort in, that's the most important thing. Just don't listen to other people. Don't focus on bad publicity out there. Focus on yourself. Focus on your own development. Surround yourself by great people. Definitely have a balance. Work hard, but also spend time with your family and friends, have a social life, travel a lot. You do that, and I promise you'll be okay. And if you're not okay, reach out and make sure, guys, you're able to get the support that you need. I'm here if you need any help.